This is not the first time that Marvel has explored mental health. I'm frankly surprised at the amount of praise that this movie is getting over. Not saying that it shouldn't be praised for its themes, but people are acting like Marvel has never explored depression and grief in this way. And this type of talk is coming from fans and longtime Marvel creators. Iron Man 2 and Thor Love and Thunder explored confrontation with death. And both of these characters explored it in a way that was very true to who they are as people. Tony, who grew up rich with everything that he wanted, could not handle something that he could not change with his mind or his money. So he started spiraling, turning to alcoholism, shutting everyone out. Jane, who was a curious scientist and optimist, used that death sentence to explore the things that she never thought possible, which ultimately led to her becoming a literal god. And in the end, she died and accepted it. And Thor, as a character, had to accept the thing that he could not change, even as a god who knows other gods. WandaVision literally had an episode for every stage of grief. And although MON kind of backtracked on the progress that we saw in the series, still doesn't take away the nuances of grief that they explored and the fury and incited in this very powerful woman. And finally, Black Panther gave a literal funeral to an actor that died, not only explored grief and depression for Black women, and how because of our place in the world, when we are experiencing loss on this level, we typically are not given the room to relax and process our feelings, which can ultimately manifest as an anger we aren't allowed to properly exhibit in the way that white women are, which we saw in the stark contrast of how Shuri was processing her grief versus Wanda, who did a whole bunch of stuff and didn't go to jail. Black women are always forced to be the bigger person, and that's why in the end, Shuri couldn't even kill her mother's murderer. I'm not saying that forgiveness is not right. I thought that that was the right choice for her. If she had killed Namor, as fine as he was, I would have excused her. I would have been okay with it. As I mentioned in my review, Thunderbolts is incredible. And I did enjoy their themes of depression and grief, and I'll get into that in my full spoiler review. I just think that people are going hard on this and acting like this is revolutionary and the first time Marvel has ever tackled this. Because one, it's ham-fisted down our throat. Two, it's around primarily this white man. And I know Tony Stark was a white man, but the way that his grief was being shown was very subtle and resolved very quickly. In the end, everything he was grieving about got fixed. But tell me, what do you think about the themes that we see in Marvel? Let me know in the comments below.